believe we peaked in the 90s. Come on, come on, come on, prove me wrong. Tuck your friendship bracelet back in your shell suit sleeve. Come on back in time with me. Fiddle again, and hello, it's Vo, and welcome back to Project Zomboid. Our man Ramos Ravioli is woken a little early, and a little hungry, so we'll get him some food. We do have some rotten food and some stale food. We'll work our way through that. Process the rotten food away into our composter. And get the stale food mixed up in a salad. Yeah, we've still got plenty of fresh food to keep us going. Kill some time doing some tailoring. Till 20 to 7, then it's a ciggy break. Getting plenty of experience. Just need a little bit more and we can get ourselves onto the next tailoring book. Yeah, along with our rotten food, we're putting dodgy insects into our composter. They can eat all the rotten food, keep themselves going. Yeah, it's just a fun wooden box of creepy crawlies. Grossness. So we'll tidy up our garden a little bit. Stop it from getting overgrown. Clear little bushes and tufts of grass. Keep it nice and tidy. And water any plants that we need watering. Then we're away out foraging. Yeah, we don't need to go far to get some good foraging spots. I think the same spots replenish with different things once a day. Yeah, we're most interested in getting chipstones, so we can make axes. It's generally the most useful thing we can make from the items that we forage. And you find stones and chipstones mainly on the concrete, whether it be roads or car parks or whatever. Yeah, chipstones for the win. We're still reading parts of the map. We want to unlock the entire map. We've done it! We've got all of Louisville unlocked now. Yeah, I think we've got all of the maps done. Read all the ones that are worth reading. Unlock the different towns. Yeah, it's a very big map to try and cover. Even in Build 41. It's bigger still than Build 42. Yeah, we've got our set area, the greater Riverside area, to cover. I guess that's one less thing, we don't need to look at any more maps. So we get another car, take it over at the bank. You would think there'd be lots of money in the bank, but there never seems to be any. You can't go into any of the vaults or anything. They've got like safes, but they're not like proper containers that you can open. It's a bit of a bummer. It's not like we need money anyway. Want to keep disassembling any metal items that we find. Want to keep working on our metalworking. Try and get that finished off, so we can get our next mod. Yeah, we're not likely to find anything that's in edible condition now. The power's been off for too long. Yeah, These fridges and freezers are just good disassembly opportunities now. So we'll have our ciggy and make sure we stock up on propane torches. Keep ourselves stocked up so we can be ready for disassembly. Another box of nails. Yep, we'll be taking that. Our base can only be as big as many boxes of nails we have. Make sure to keep disassembling the electronic items. Keep getting our electronics XP. It's a slow but sure thing. Takes a long time to grind the levels of electrical. But yeah, knowing all the things that you can disassemble definitely helps. Whether it's dispensers or it's lights that are attached to the side of walls and things. Payphones on the side of buildings. Yeah, there's more things that you can disassemble than are immediately obvious. Yeah, we'll keep working our way through these places so we can get them ticked off on our map. Keep disassembling metal items. Get enough metal sheets to keep adding to our base for those strong metal walls. Yeah, some of the items will drop large metal sheets and small metal sheets, others just small ones. We can fuse together a bunch of small metal sheets to make bigger ones that we want for our metal walls. Yeah, they're not the greatest source of metal sheets, but there are plenty of filing cabinets. Now that we can get propane from the pumps, we're not limited by that. And why not? We'll just keep disassembling things until we complete our metalworking journey. Become a metalworking master. Yeah, at least these sort of office rooms where they have the desks, you're likely to get smoking supplies, CDs and magazines and things. Keep taking every garbage bag we see, as well as water collectors, water dispensers. Make sure we've got enough water sources at the base as we can. He's bored spending too much time inside. Trying to alleviate that a little bit. Let him have his ciggy. Yeah, he's almost done metalworking. Very close to the end. Tailoring as well. It's pretty close to the next level. Farming will also go up next time we get a big crop harvested. Electrical is looking pretty close to the next level as well. So yeah, we'll get there. Cooking will level up passively. Doesn't help that we're just eating raw vegetables and stuff out of the fridge rather than doing any preparation at all. That's not giving us any cooking XP, but we'll get there. Another place ticked off. Do want to have all these places fully explored so we can get them all ticked off. Yeah, I've been keen on getting this van since the start, since I first saw it. Just to know it's ready to go. Yeah, these big transit vans are my favourite. Good for hauling the most amount of loot around. It's easy sort of packing and unpacking. Got an unusual flag that's not just one of the American flags. We'll take that back to base for a bit of decoration. Plenty of filing cabinets. I say you do get just a couple of small metal sheets, but every little helps. All this stationery stuff, you don't never find anything decent in the filing cabinet. It's always just sort of stationery. Once you've got one of everything, you really don't need it. Not even for decoration purposes. Little teacher's lounge in the school. Yeah, we'll disassemble the fridge in there, as well as the vending machines. Can also take the vending machines to use as containers. Something a bit different. I don't think they hold very much for their size. Yeah, we're working our way through all these little rooms in the school that we haven't necessarily cleared out before. Still got a couple of stragglers kicking around. It's to be expected. We're doing pretty well at clearing out the zombies. We're not seeing big groups of them wandering towards our base through the city centre. It's just ones and twos that we're finding. And we're going back over ground that we've already been to. We'll take our stuff back up the road. Get some of it placed. Getting hungry again. Get him to nibble little bits from the fridge. It's a bit late for his exercise. Ideally we'd be doing it at 11 o'clock. But we know that the fatigue and muscle strain and pain and aches and pains will all kick in when he's asleep. And he'll sleep through it and he'll be fine. Get him to have a little break after he's done his exercising. Do a little bit more tailoring. Read a magazine to get rid of the boredom. And just a little bit more to get him up to that next level. Again, we'll reapply all the patches. Not leave him defenseless. Once we level up, he can get on to his next tailoring book. His weight is evened out, but it is pretty high. So we don't want any big meals. It's a good idea just to keep nibbling little bits of fruit and veg until he can get his weight going back down again. Yeah, ideally we'd have him sat in the middle, about 80. Yeah, he's getting bored inside. Don't want to get him to sit on the roof because of the rain. It's likely to catch a cold if he's there for too long. So yeah, we take a little break from reading to munch a little bit more greenery. Have a look and see what's our next VHS that we want to watch. Yeah, we're obviously missing some, so we will have gaps. Our list of watched videos. To read his book while he's listening to his program. His boredom still goes down just as much, and it doesn't seem to hinder the reading speed either. He's a multitasking master. More drama in our TV programs. The good ending. Yeah, it's good the level of effort they've gone into for the in-game movies and TV shows and things. It's quite gripping when you're following along. I do want to get rid of some of our stale food, but I don't want to put on any more weights. Yeah, being overweight will hinder you in combat, along with everything else. Go out for a wander in the early evening, do a little bit more foraging. Since the rain's off and you can venture out a bit more. Hopefully get the boredom back down to 0. Have a little smoke break on our adventure. Yeah, we're getting plenty of chipped stones, which is good. That'll translate into crafted hand axes that we can use for chopping down trees. Ultimately getting more planks that we can use for the base. Yeah, we've still got plenty of time for the big mission of covering all the ground that we want to cover. Just got to focus on different things at different times. Whether it's base building, skill building, or exploring, raiding and zombie clearing. Yeah, we can find mainly sweets and things in the desk drawers in the school. Literature and video games to disassemble. Friendship bracelet, it's just what we need. Want to be friends with as many zombies as possible. They're less likely to want to eat us. Yeah, still got some opportunities to disassemble lockers as well. Don't think we necessarily need any more for the base for containers. Getting tired, which is not great, and it's starting to rain again, so everything's saying give up the adventuring for today. Yeah, we'll persevere until I get a little worried or I hear a spooky noise. Yeah, always just checking, not getting too distracted. Always looking over the shoulder, making sure we're not getting crept up on. Yeah, glue and wood glue and things can be useful for repairing weaponry. More effective than your tape or things. You can use just normal tape and duct tape. Also pretty useful. Yeah, we're doing well at finding more metal containers to disassemble. long before we get to the end of the metalworking. We're fairly close. He's getting bored and overburdened and sweaty. But we've pushed through and we've made it. So he's now a master of metalworking. Get all our metal sheets. Take them back to base along with our cool van. Make sure he's topped up with his veggies and his nicotine. Yeah, I think that's enough for adventuring for one day. Get him to read a bit more of his book. So he reads in all the way through until bedtime. Has a little smoko before bed. He does want to cure the boredom. Don't think just having dreams is going to fix that. Get him to wear his glasses instead of his metalworking mask. Don't think it makes any difference to his reading speed, but just in case. For the realism. I wouldn't try to read a book through a welding mask. Oh, it seems like a scary movie. We don't want him to get anxious from just watching the movie. I think there are one or two movies that do that. I think there's one of them that gives you a little bit of knife skill as well. Like a slasher movie. We'll sort out his mouse traps. He's staying up late. He stays up until 11. Hopefully he's going to get a nice long sleep and be up at a decent time. Well, he's up at 6. That's the time we want him up, really. I guess he would have been up at 5 had we not stayed up a little later. The rain is still ongoing. Not much use. Get him to read his book a bit more. Through until 7:30. Time for a ciggy and some breakfast. Okay, and we're just nibbling little bits of fruit and veg rather than preparing something a bit more substantial. Try to find a place that counts as outside, where he's not going to get bored reading his book. We're thinking at the bottom of the stairs would do it, but it doesn't. He's still getting bored there. He can't sit down on the stairs. If we sit out here, we're likely to get wet over time, but do a little bit of reading outside, a little bit of reading inside. Time for some farming. We've got some crops that are ready for harvest, but we really want to wait until they're seed bearing before we harvest them all. Could do it just to try and get the XP, maximize XP and maximize the leveling. But I would rather have sustainability and get the seeds for another round. Tidy up the garden again. Every time we're hacking down a bush, we're leaving behind a little tree branch or some twigs or whatever. I'll tidy all them up. Gonna make a couple of hammers. Mainly we're just making axes, but we can use them as tools as well as weapons. Try and save some of our better weapons. Try to be smart about how we manage our gardening stuff. We can put all our twigs and things either into the barbecue or into our antique oven. So keep reading our book till 11:30. Would be a good time for some exercise. Maybe the rain will get rid of some of the sweat as he's going for it. So yeah, we always give him the double exercise. Let him rest and recoup. And go again. And after the second time, go through all this procedure of putting all the stuff back on. Yeah, whenever you do your exercise, you put everything into the main inventory, all your secondary bags and everything, you get unequipped so you can be effective doing your exercises, but then you're massively overweight because you're holding everything in the main inventory. So definitely some hardcore exercising. Yeah, you've kind of got to do it every day if you want to see the benefit from it eventually. Start giving you more fitness. We've taken to just reading outside in the rain, but didn't catch a cold. Managed to finish our book. Gonna dump our nails down here. I don't see the point in carrying them with us everywhere. It's not that they weigh a lot, but yeah, we're not going to need them on our adventures, only back at the base, really. So now that we've got seed-bearing crops, we can do some harvesting. I really do want to get the XP. It pushes over into the next level for another book to read. Ideally, we'd always have something to read. Yeah, we're pretty close, but not quite there for our farming. Have to wait for a few more things to be ready. So we decide to get the True Actions mod. This is going to let him sit down in the chairs and lay down on the bed. This is his reward for becoming a metalworking master. Going to enable things in our load menu. I've tidied up and deleted all the failed games. So look at this. Finally, he can sit in a chair. It's taken a long time. It's taken a lot of effort. But we've got there. This was the only thing that was missing from the game. It was silly that he couldn't sit down in the chairs or lay down in the bed. Sort of takes you out of it, ruins the immersion a little bit. So we've got that sorted now. Fairly successful. Gonna put away all our stuff. Cook up our popcorn. Yeah, we've got a popcorn machine, but I think it's just for the look. Doesn't seem to be usable. Having these things around your base gives it a unique look. You kind of want the decorations and the different things. Pop down this water collector here now, but I think we'll move it later on. Yeah, I love sitting in all these different seats. Just trying out all the seats and enjoying it. We go out adventuring with our umbrella. Try and stop us catching a cold from getting too wet. Enjoy our higher level of foraging. likely to get better stuff. I'll keep on stealing the windows and components for making doors. We'll keep working on our base. Yeah, I'm sure we'll make plenty more doors. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit fiddly. You have to close the door before it'll come up and let you disassemble it properly. Doesn't seem to like disassembling open doors. I'll take curtains as well. Have a nice civilized base where we can close the curtains if we want to. He's rather overburdened, but never mind. Try and shuffle everything around, put as much stuff into his backpack as possible. So we forage our way back to the base. Pop in some windows, and of course open them so that the zombies don't break them. Not that we're likely to see another zombie around here for a while, but it's 69 boxes of nails. Nice. Yeah, hopefully that'll be enough nails to get us a glorious fortress. Checking on our generator periodically. Making sure it's all topped up, in great condition. Full of precious gasoline. Chop down a couple of trees. Don't want to completely strip all the trees around the base. Want to give it a little bit of natural cover. Do want to go slightly further afield for the majority of our wood. Yeah, as long as we keep getting chipped stones, we'll be able to keep making axes so we can keep chopping down trees. That'll be an infinite wood supply for us to go with our 69 boxes of nails. Yeah, precious corner cupboards. We want them to continue our extension, wrapping around our base, around the main building. Get as many cupboards in there as possible, with sinks and rain collectors. And the cupboards are just good containers. Help us separate out all our loot. So we get our things popped in. Make our upgrades back at the base. Cook some lovely rabbit meat. Okay, we're trying to eat light so that our weight starts going down. Back towards 80. It's on the rise. Not managing very well. Yeah, a couple more kilos will be overweight. That'll start to affect us. We'll run slightly slower. Be swinging slightly slower. Doing less damage. Getting out a puff easier. Yeah, it's not something we want. We'll get a triple day episode. Look at this luxury. We can lay down on the bed. Fantastic. Just what we wanted. Immersion. Yeah, Yeah, you can have a lie down and think about his troubles before bedtime. And when he wakes up super early in the morning, you can just lay there for a little bit longer and wish for it to be a little lighter. He's instantly bored, that's not much use. Don't want to be wandering outside in the dark. So we'll get a newspaper. Fix our boredom. And we can go on to do some more tailoring. Yeah, ideally you want something with lots of patch slots, like a set of long johns or something. You can add heaps of patches to that one item. If you're doing it with something like socks, you're only getting 4 opportunities to apply and remove the patches. If you're just doing it for the XP grind, yeah, long johns, I think that's the best thing. Head out to do a little bit more foraging. It's a little foggy. I'm sure it'll get worse before it gets better. That'll hinder us a little bit. We're detecting these goodies that we're foraging for. But yeah, we should start to see slightly better things. Can take some of these ripped sheets that we've left lying around. Remember ripping zombies' clothes. In theory, you can just do the tailoring with the ripped sheets rather than using denim or leather. If they're not permanent patches and you're just applying them to remove them again, there's no harm in just using the fabric, basically. Find an ambulance. Get that on the go. Back into the school. Find another couple of zombies that have evaded us until now. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to disassemble all the metal items anymore. Now that we've got that done, we can resist that urge to take a propane torch to entire room's worth of stuff. We've done our time. You've got to consolidate your thread. Usually it's lots of little bits of thread you're holding on to, and it's just taking up space. Yeah, frequent consolidation of your thread is the way. There are other things that would be good to consolidate, like your twine and stuff. I think you can get a mod for that. Yeah, it seems to be just the thread that it lets you do it with. Again, we're just absolutely going through all of these rooms, looking in every single container, taking anything of any use. Just the generic books, I wasn't into taking them before, but we've got all the space in the world back at the base. For the medium to long term, if you're having to sit in for a winter. Yeah, I'm sure not having enough books could be a thing. I'm sure it's much the same as a magazine or a newspaper, just takes longer to consume. Don't know if it takes off more boredom. I'm always using one of the lighter reading items. Never usually the generic books. But yeah, we've got enough room for everything. We may as well get one of everything, basically. Space is not going to be an issue. Nice to find a friend. Trying to creep up on us. Cheeky. I've been here a few times, but they're still creeping out of nowhere, so... Yeah, you can't be fully sure you've got all the zombies until you've looked in every cupboard and every room. even then, when it rains, they can start moving around. It's hard to know you've got them all in a given area. It's another thing I think you can get a mod for. It shows up a little mini map with all the zombies on it, so you can be sure you've got them all. I think that would remove the thrill of the jump scares of opening a door and having a zombie jump out at you. It's an integral part of the game. So I think it would be kind of lost if you knew exactly where all the zombies were. Wouldn't be as challenging or fun. Okay, we're just having a look through to loot all these lockers now. Not too concerned about disassembling them or taking them with us. Just a good old-fashioned looting. Getting plenty of glue and things. It should be good when our machete starts falling apart and we need to repair it. Empty bottles, you can smash them and use it as a melee weapon, or you can fill it with gasoline and chuck a rag in it and use it as a Molotov cocktail. Fire is pretty dangerous. I don't recommend using it. If you can just stick to melee combat, slowly but surely taking on the zombies and clearing them out methodically, systematically, without drawing too much attention to yourself, firing off shotguns or throwing Molotov cocktails. If you can do it subtly, yes, that's the better way to do it. It's pretty easy as a newer player to find a shotgun and 20 to 50 shells and think, yeah, I can take on the whole town. As soon as you fire off the first shot, like more than 50 zombies are on you. Yeah, you really need to have lots and lots of ammo before you start firing off a gun. Probably about 200 rounds is more suitable. Get our lovely ambulance refueled and back to the base, and put away some of our stuff, our precious loot, after a ciggy. Well, we're fully done the school now. We can say we've absolutely gone through it all. So we can get that finally ticked off our map. We've just got a few more buildings in the main riverside area to completely go through. We can start going further afield. We'll have to go back to the trailer park. Make sure we've got everything from there. Get all them ticked off. As well as the factories and the gas station and everything round about there. Amazing foraging spot, this. So many different things popping up. It's like 5 things from one spot. Fantastic. I think some of these plastic chairs are pretty good for setting up on the roof. So we can sit up on a plastic chair on the roof and survey our kingdom. Now that we've got the ability to sit in the chairs, may as well have some more. Managed to get another vehicle with the key as well. No need for hot wiring it. Just Doesn't look like it's in the best of nick, but never mind. A vehicle's a vehicle. Just needs to get us back to base, really. Popped into the church, which does have a kitchen, but not much great looting opportunities beyond that. Yeah, church, community centre, there's a few of these sort of generic buildings that don't have that much in them. Kitchens are going to be the best places, really. Again, we'll keep disassembling the electrical stuff. We're not too concerned about the metal stuff now. It's all behind us now. Don't need to be too worried about that. I think you can make your own metal crates out of metal sheets and things like that as well. But we could still have use for them. Got a fantastic drive in there. Supreme parking skills. Yeah, driving, you get used to it. Ah, look at this. Lovely. Relaxing on the roof in our little chair. Smoking a ciggy. After enjoying himself for a minute, straight on to the exercise. So yeah, we'll get all that, get everything cleared off. We've got our bank is done. Yeah, we're working our way through. As I say, we want to completely check every container, every cupboard, every container that might have loot in it, and fully explore all the rooms for zombies. We're not shying away from anything. We want to rule this part of the map. The zombies should shuffle off in fear of us. If only they had the intelligence to do so. They'd all be halfway to Louisville by now. The power of Ramos ravioli. Ah, if they knew, they wouldn't stick around. Yeah, we're fairly successful in our foraging. Surely halfway towards the next level by now. Yeah, we want to collect all these vehicles as well. The ones that are sort of just in the middle of the road or could potentially be an obstacle for us in the future. Get another level of foraging. In between everything else. Get another building ticked off. And we're back at this house where we got jumped by all them zombies. Making sure that's fully cleared out. Still finding some stragglers kicking about on the edge of the gated community. A nice collection of ambulances. They usually have plenty of decent medical gear in them. Hopefully some trauma bags full of stuff. It's much like a transit, you know. Another decent vehicle with good storage. We're on to the last book of foraging. So we'll make a start on that today. Yeah, we're certainly getting there with our skills. Want to make sure that we're reading the books where we can, so we're efficient with our skill gain. Still eating our fresh food, hoping that it's not going to put too much weight on us. So we read through until bedtime. One more ciggy before bed. We've been fairly successful. We've become a metalworking master. We've got the ability to sit on seats and lay down on the bed. Made progress with our other skills. Foraging in particular. We'll come back next time, pick up where we left off from, and continue the adventure. Until then, do take it easy. I'll see yous all in the next one.